Before I start this second video for the day, yes, you're going to see a massive drop off in the voice, apparently. Please, I just bring this for your consideration. This is Michael Hogan, and to most of you, likely, I don't need to introduce him. He's a geek hero to us all. He's appeared on amazing shows which we've loved throughout the decades. The reimagining of Battlestar Galactica, Colonel Saul Ty in that, Fargo, Teen Wolf, recently made a little appearance in the Sonic movie as well. Beloved by many of us. Unfortunately, Michael has been in a terrible accident which has caused him a lot of physical disability, and his family are struggling to make the necessary changes to adapt the house to his new condition. And they've been forced, unfortunately for them, to start a GoFundMe. So if you have just a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars, anything that you could contribute towards this, I'm sure it'd be massively appreciated by Michael and his family. And to be honest with you, it'll be helping out somebody that in my eyes has given us decades of enjoyment and entertainment. So please, if you can, please do. If you can't, fully understandable, but I bring this for your consideration. Thanks. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Supergirl, the CW's absolute clusterfudge of an SJW nightmare of a show, is to come to an end after 6 seasons. Hey, did you know that her sister was actually straight in season 1? This has a sense of inevitability around it. If you have watched the show, if you do keep a track of the ratings, etc. But I also think there are other elements here as to why the show is coming to an end, which I'll go into. But first and foremost, the CW, the producers at Warner Brothers, Berlanti Television, they're all in joint agreement to bring this to an end. Well, I think first and foremost, the main reason why this is coming to an end is actually Melissa Benoist. She is currently pregnant with her first child, with her second husband, and she's about to become a mother for the first time. And to me, this is probably the driving force as to whether or not she wants to return to another season afterwards. I think, becoming a parent for the first time must be such an incredible experience. Melissa's done this for 6 seasons now. She's not really got anything to prove. The show is in a downward cascade. It's not up there. It's not like Supernatural, which is very telling, you see, because, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, they had children while doing Supernatural, but remained on the show. And I think a big reason was the show was so popular and so loved by its cult audience, and remained one of the biggest viewed CW shows over 15 years, spanking the ass of the Arrowverse shows for the most part as well. But Supergirl has been in a... So why stay on? Why stay on? You're about to become a mother. You're seemingly in a happy marriage now with your second hubby. What's there to prove? Nothing. So go off and be a mother and have some fun. And Melissa, for the most part, seems like a lovely woman. She truly does. So I don't begrudge her that whatsoever. The other stuff, of course, is the ratings. Now, ratings-wise, although they're catastrophic, to me, it doesn't seem as if the CW mind too much. Number one, they're no longer driven by ratings. They're driven by their activist message, regardless of how many literal millions of people have tuned out from the shows over the course of the years. They don't care. They still push this progressive and is regressive, preachy, pathetic message, where Hollywood, of course, try and speak down to the plebeians. That's how they see us. They see us as uncultured, uneducated, ignorant plebeians that need the enlightenment of California and their progressive nature to be shone down upon us. Fuck off. So ratings have taken huge nosedives, but have been allowed to continue. I'll show you. This is Supergirl's season 3 ratings. Look at where they are. 1.8, 1.7, 1.7, 1.8, 1.8. They are pretty uniform across the board. They're not losing anyone particularly. You know, if they have a bad week, it's kind of made up a little bit later. They have the odd better week because of maybe an event that's going on, a crossover that's going on. But just a couple of years ago, 2017 to 2018, pulling in an average of 1.8 million. Season 4, down a bit. Down a bit, season 4, but still retaining an average of 1.2 million. Season 5, whack, whack, an average of 0.8, and a cascade of failure across the board. However, let me cross-reference this with Batwoman Season 1. Batwoman Season 1 barely doing better. Barely doing better than Season 5 of Supergirl. And what did both shows have in common? Both renewed. Both renewed, even with their absolute disasters of ratings, both renewed. Why? One, the progressive nature of the shows. Two, they had no more shows. They had nothing to take its place. The Clark and Lois show, that wasn't due until 2021. Supernatural was ending. Arrow was ending. They had no shows to take them over. They've had to drag Stargirl from DCU, for the DC Universe streaming service, and share that on the CW. They've now going to display Swamp Thing from the DCU again onto the CW for something to show, even though that was axed after one season. And that was axed due to a cascade of behind-the-scenes mess. Not the way the show was received. It was received very well indeed. So they had to renew these shows because they didn't have anything to take it over. Even though their ratings are in the toilet. Now that Melissa's pregnant, now that she's just about to have a child, now that the show is going to go through a 6th and final season, they can work on getting something to replace that. Stargirl is now a permanent fixture on the CW. It's not going to be shared anymore because that service is going to be closing down anyway, the DCU service. And they can come up with another show to put out there. I'm sure they're working on some, well, what have they got coming up? They've got the new Texas Ranger, or whatever it was called, with Jared Padalecki taking the lead role in that. And I think his, in real life, wife is going to play his wife in the show, which I'm sure will be great for him. Jared's got some issues. He's got some troubles that maybe having that solidity of family will help him with. So yeah, the ratings themselves, absolute garbage tier. Garbage tier stuff. But the show would have continued to go on. Thing is though, people don't want to watch this. The CW, the Belante Productions, they've all fallen into the same tired, progressive formula. The lead of the show is buried in a cavalcade of other characters being brought in to expand the universe. The messages of tolerance are all the same. They're nothing new. They're nothing different. They're not teaching anybody anything. They come across as heavy-handed. Nobody wants to watch this tripe. Lois and Clark, you would think, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to have a Superman show with Lois Lane. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be wonderful. Smallville was fantastic for the first 6 odd seasons. No. Superman has been buried in this universe. Buried 6 foot under. He has been absolutely reduced to a quivering wreck of what that character should be. When Superman was introduced in Supergirl season 2 as an actual character, he was mentioned in season 1, but you never saw him, or you just saw a silhouette of him. When Tyler Hoechlin was brought in, you thought, fantastic. Supergirl is new to the role. She's going to have the 10-year veteran of Superman to show her the ropes, to allow her to discover what it means to be a hero. No. You see, that would be mansplaining. That would be patriarchal. When he was brought in season 2, he was brought in to be embarrassed and emasculated. And at every single turn, Kara was the bestest ever. Better than him constantly. Right up until her defeating him in a fight. And him just simping out going, I was at full strength. Although I was mind controlled, I was at full strength. You beat me fair and square. Yeah, it was pathetic. Mary Sue characters, they never have any growth. They never have any development. They are boring. They're bland. And it's not just bland for males. It's bland for females. They're sick and tired of being patronized. They're sick and tired of misandry. They like strong males. As Supernatural as a show has shown over 15 years. But the CW doesn't want to provide that because masculinity is toxic. I wish Melissa all the best in the future. I'm sure she'll be a loving mum and a great mum. But as far as the show can go, it can just burn in a dumpster fire. This show has been an embarrassment for superheroes. It's been an embarrassment for the characters. If it was handled properly, could have been a good show. First season wasn't that bad. They pushed the envelope a bit. They could have reined it in a little bit. But it was not that bad. But then it just got pathetically woke. And that is the CW. And that's why the CW is failing miserably in all its progressive shows. Because they're not progressive. They're preachy. They're hypocritical. They're belittling. They're pandering. And people can see right through it. Because contrary to popular belief, people aren't stupid. And California, no. The sun doesn't revolve around you. You're not the center of the fucking universe. You're just a bunch of overpaid, egotistical twats that think you're better than everyone else. And you're not. You're nothing. And you're being exposed time and time again. There we go. I hope you enjoyed the feed. Got a little bit, didn't it? If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.